my channel. My name is Adora Stephanie Moto, and today I will be talking about compatibility in relationships per se. Oftentimes people end up with people in relationships and they're not exactly sure if they're compatible with that. In this generation and age, we tend to be carried away by the illusion of love and lust, so to say, and infatuation. Most times boy meets girl, girl meets boy, boy thinks girl is pretty and cute, girl thinks boy is handsome and rich, and voila, there's a chemistry, and voila, there's a relationship. Now, the real question usually is, are both of you compatible? Now, what tends to happen is a lot of times people are not compatible, but they're in relationships. And unfortunately, some people end up in marriages with someone who they're completely incompatible with. Now, I'm going to take an analogy from the famous relationship therapist Spirits, who's a licensed therapist in the Atlanta, Georgia area of the United States. So she talks about the square circle concept. So that's pretty much a case whereby there is a one-way compatibility in a relationship and not necessarily a two-way. So what that literally means is one party is compatible with the other partner, but the other partner is not necessarily compatible with that partner. So I'm going to put up a diagram while I'm speaking right now. It should be on the screen explaining what I'm talking about. So basically what it is one of the partners is a circle, right? And a circle fits in perfectly into a square. So technically, if you're the female who is a circle, you feel like the male is obviously filling all your emotional, psychological, and physical needs. And you're like, oh, I'm having a great time. My partner gets me. We are so compatible. He fills all my needs. He keeps me happy and all of that. However, your partner, who's the male, doesn't feel completely compatible because he's a square. And when the circle fits into a square, technically there are edges of the square that are not filled and never touched. So what that simply is there are some parts of his needs that he's not fully getting or he's not satisfied, and that makes him incompatible with the partner. However, the woman feels completely compatible with the man. That being said, in a relationship that should and will work, you want the two parties to be compatible. So literally like a circle situation. So there are signs, right, to look out for to know if you're compatible with someone. You don't have to necessarily have all, but it's important if I have one of those needs and my partner has the same needs. But if I have that, my partner doesn't necessarily buy into that need, it wouldn't be a symbiotic relationship, if that makes any sense. So there are 5 key signs, right? And there's an acronym for that, which is RISES, R-I-S-E-S. The R in this acronym signifies recreational compatibility. Now, what is recreational compatibility? That's a case where you and your partner tend to have similar recreational needs or interests, so to say. So, for instance, your partner is someone who loves going hiking, who loves bungee jumping, jumping off an airplane. Those are things that they fancy. Those are the things they look forward to. That's their idea of a vacation. Go to Dubai and jump off the skyscrapers or the planes. Those kind of adventurous, adrenaline pumping thing is their recreational idea. Well, however, you're the kind who just wants to just sit in bed or sit on a couch and watch one of those Indian movies, or you're one of the person who likes to knit, or you like just reading books. Like, you guys don't share similar recreational ideologies or ideas, and so you don't enjoy each other's company when the other party wants to do what they love and you don't exactly enjoy that. You're always going to feel left out or empty, or forcing yourself to be in that space when you don't really get any kick out of it, so to say. So you kind of need to find someone who likes similar things as you, or who is interested in finding out how those things make them feel. Moving on to the I. The I is intellectual compatibility. You want someone who is intellectually compatible. So, coming down to Nigeria, I'm not going to say you should date someone who is not as educationally exposed as you are, or who is not as well read as you are, because that's going to be condescending. But, however, what I'm saying is you should be able to have intellectual conversations with someone who intellectually stimulates your ideas, your mind, someone who likes to have similar kind of conversations. So when you guys are talking about COVID-19 situation, for instance, or the financial implications of the economy at the moment, or talking about businesses that both of you involve in and how it's affecting you and ways to come out of this, pandemic and better ways to grow the business and ideology, you can have intelligent conversations, things that stimulate, things that suggest solutions to the situation on hand, and you don't just feel like, what is he talking about? Or you don't feel like, oh my goodness, why is this girl too extra? Like, it's not that serious. Can we just waltz through life? No, there's always just going to be that lacuna in that conversational space. So look for someone who's intellectually stimulating. S in the rises. S is spiritual compatibility. Now, I am not saying that both of you should be born again, speaking in tongues kind of Christians from the same denomination. No, I'm just saying that both of you should both have one belief, both believe in God. You can be a Muslim and a Christian, but both have a belief in somebody, a supernatural being, have a spiritual connection, believe that there's some things that can be achieved through prayer, or that believe that there's a supernatural being who oversees everything that we do. And technically, when you both have problems, you believe that together spiritually you can actually conquer certain things. You don't want someone that literally pulls you down spiritually, but you want someone that takes you up, or at least both of you can be at par spiritually. That is extremely important. Now, E, emotional compatibility. I can't overemphasize this one. You need someone who understands you emotionally, who gets you, who knows how to pull you out from your emotional space, who longs to want to be with you every now and then, who enjoys quality time with you, who understands your love language and speaks it, and you vice versa. That is extremely, you can't overemphasize that. A lot of people know how to love, but don't know how to love a particular person the way they want to be loved. So if you decide to be with a particular person, you need to understand what their love language is, and if you are capable of speaking that love language, and vice versa. So you might be with someone, for instance, who loves quality time. She's not fussed about gifts, but then you can't afford to always be there. So you're always on business vacations and all business trips. However, whenever you get back, you buy her loads of fancy gifts and expensive stuff. Well, some girls might like that, but the one you're with wants you to be there most of the time, or take her out most of the time, rather than just buy her gifts. So in your mind, you're like, I'm doing my best. I mean, I always spoil her with gifts. I take her out, but she wants something else and not the gifts. Likewise for the man. A man might want words of affirmation. A man might be someone that believes in acts of service. He wants his wife to always cook homemade meals for him rather than order takeout. He wants a wife who always tells him thank you for everything he does. Oh, baby, thank you for taking out the bean. Oh, baby, thank you for doing this. Oh, baby, you're the best. Oh, baby, I love your outfit. And you just don't do that. You just think it's about cooking a great meal for him and having sex with him, but you don't appreciate the little things he does. Different love language. And you guys need to understand that to be able to connect. That being said, the last S, which is not the list, possibly most important to some people, is the sexual compatibility. Okay, this is very important to a lot of people. Sexual compatibility is extremely important in relationships because you need to understand your partner's body. You need to understand your partner's sexual communications. Some people have certain triggers, certain turn-ons, certain turn-offs sexually, and you need to kind of understand what works for your partner, what stimulates your partner, and vice versa. And if your partner is not someone who is akin to certain things you like to do, you need to kind of try to bring them into that space. But if they don't, because some people have their walls really high when it comes to sexual activities and they're not willing to give into certain things, then you need to understand that it's either you're willing to let go of those things or you're willing to let go of the person. It's very important. You can't force it. And you can't force being in a relationship where you feel unsatisfied and you have to look elsewhere for that satisfaction. So i.e. you're probably getting all the other compatibility, but that's lacking. And then you think, well, I mean, in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world, they say things like, you can't always get 100%. Nobody is perfect. If you get 70, do with that. No, because you're going to always look for that extra. You might, I personally believe 100% is attainable. Trust me. Or at least 90. So look for someone who at least meets you halfway sexually and you both enjoy your sexual communication and your sexual time. very important. That being said, some relationships do rise and some relationships do fall. You want to be in a relationship that rises according to spirit. So that being said, you should always look for these compatibility signs in anyone you want to be with. Now, how can you tell if you're compatible with someone? Well, there's a few quizzes I'm going to put up while I'm talking, but I can ask you those questions. Number one, do you miss your partner whenever you're apart for a long time? So if your partner goes for a course for 2 months, or your partner is away for a week training, do you feel miserable? Do you feel empty? Do you feel like the world has stopped? Do you feel like everything that involves your life literally revolves around this person, and all of a sudden you're just by yourself on that sofa after work and it just feels like this isn't life, and you just want to talk to them, video call them? Trust me, if you feel that way, then you are compatible, you're in love with that person. You know that same way they say when you're with that one person that you can't be without, but god damn it, that person makes you want to just kill them? That's the one. You have to have those two feelings at once. They should be your two-faced coin. So they make you the happiest, and they're the same people who have the ability to frustrate you the most. That's the one. Number two, do you trust your partner? So do you trust your partner with your life, with yourself, with your vulnerability? Do you think you can be vulnerable around this person and not being taken for granted? Do you think this person understands your fears, your insecurities, and is willing to walk with them? Do you think you can be yourself without trying so hard to impress or be someone else to your partner? Can you trust your partner with anything and everything, your life, your secrets? If you can, then yes. But if you feel like there's certain parts of yourself that your partner doesn't know about and you're not comfortable to tell them, or you feel like you've told them in the past certain things that you know are about your past or your private life, and they've used it against you in you know, conversations and arguments, then you might not trust them enough to tell them things in the future. Then there's a compatibility issue over here. Number three, do you have compatible lifestyles? Like I said before, do you both like similar things? Do you both enjoy doing the same things? Do you both like dancing together? Are you both wedding people? Do you love going for events? Do you love playing dress up? Do you love going for house parties? Not a case where your husband is extremely outgoing. Like I have a friend who's like that. He loves the great outdoors. He's always hanging out with his friends. He's a people person. And his wife is a home person. She just wants her man to be at home with her all the time. Meanwhile, he feels claustrophobic and intoxicated. He wants to be out there with his friends all the time. She's not willing to go, and she doesn't want him to go. They have a big issue. Uncle can't stay home. Auntie doesn't want uncle to go out. So that's a problem. You need to find someone who enjoys what you like doing and enjoys doing them with you, or lets you do them and still doesn't feel left out. Okay? Now, number four. Do you talk about everything and anything with your partner? Do you feel like you have a partner who you can tell everything? Like I said before about the trust issue. Do you feel you can tell him or her things and they don't use it against you, or they don't bring it up in arguments? Like I said, oh, that's how the other time you did this or you did that, and then you feel like, oh my God, I can't even tell you anything again because you're going to throw it back on my face. Do you think you can tell him about every and anything? What happened at work? About a guy who was trying to talk to you down the road at the supermarket? About, you know, a boss who's been hitting on you, and not feel insecure or not feel like he's going to literally start to bodyguard you or go through your phones? I mean, are you free? Can you guys just sit around and talk about any and everything? If you can, then you are compatible and you do need to be with that person. Last but not the least, do you guys laugh together? Oh my God. Laughter is the fuel to life. It's the thing that makes you keep going. You know, everyone deserves to laugh genuinely. It makes your skin look good. It makes your chin relax. It makes your face not age faster. And it just keeps your soul alive. You need to laugh. The world is difficult as it is. There's a lot of challenges all over the world. And the least you can do is just laugh sometimes. So if you have that partner that always puts that genuine glow in your face, whenever people see, they think, oh my God, girl, you're glowing. You're always happy. You're always excited. They always want to make you smile. Whenever you're down, they want to put a smile back on your face. You are compatible with that person. You genuinely laugh together about the same jokes, laugh about the same things. Boy, girl, that's the person you should be with. That being said, I wish you all find a compatible partner out there. I wish you all make the right decisions and choices. The level of broken marriages and relationships in our generation are going out of the roof, and I don't wish anybody that. So please, take your time. Don't be pressured by parents or society or friends or age. Just take your time. Find someone you're compatible with and have an amazing life. Until I come your way again, have a great day. Bye. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below.